Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. How is your family? How is work? Welcome back to another construction tour of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, the Rehabilitation and Expansion project. There's always a whole lot going on behind the fence. In today's construction tour, we'll go around the site to check how far they've gone with the road. I told us that, or let me say, we all know that there's going to be, improved road network, for seamless vehicular movement in and out of the airport. This is for connectivity, for unification of the Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. This road right here is coming from Terminal 1 and it will lead you out of the airport. It's a construction tour, so don't be in a hurry. Just get your helmet, get your safety boots, get your reflective jacket, and let us go. Let's go. We would notice that there are two excavators working. One is removing the existing road and another one is preparing another new road. In front there, they've blocked that place and they've created another access for motorists, vehicles and all of that to have access into the airport. I'll still walk us through into Terminal 1 to see what is happening there. There's a concrete pour going on there, but I want us to check for ourselves how many of these beams have been installed. I think that's about 8 in total. This is the front of the Terminal 1. They are doing backfilling, they're doing subgrading. I showed us when they started this, and now they've gotten to this point, doing subgrading just to make sure that this place is, well compacted and very ready for what is to come. This area is a connecting bridge. This is the strip foundation for the connecting bridge at the D wing. I showed us in my previous episodes, when they did the connecting bridge for E wing. Now, this is the connecting bridge foundation for D wing that will be connecting whatever is coming from Terminal 2 to Terminal 1 and outside the airport. So here, I think I was trying to show us, there was a time I was telling us about this Force Rock GP that they used as a foundation for the columns that will be extended. That right there is it. That's the foundation for this column here. I'm just trying to show us another angle of that connecting bridge. This is the strip foundation that will carry the bridge. This part here is the D wing. You see, they are still removing a lot of stuffs here, but part foundation is going on. This foundation is going to carry some steel structures. So these are the foundations that will carry the steel structure at the D wing. There are quite a few of them, and this is the E wing. So by the time they are done with all they want to do at the E wing, it will look like something like this. So I want us to go into the Terminal 1 and see the activity that is happening. You can see here, I think they are doing some ground breaking, removing the old concrete floor. I think after this is done, it will be packed, and then they start with whatever they want to do. I don't know where they are starting from, but obviously I'll be bringing us, or by the grace of God, I'll be bringing us updates of whatever is being done here. Some people were asking if work has started inside here. Of course, work has been going on inside. This place is big. This place is big. So, it is really difficult to see within a week or within 2 weeks or within 3 weeks what is being done. You understand? It has to, a lot of things, a lot of tiny bits have to come together before you can actually see that, wow, something is really going on. Here I saw them casting a column head. What I mean by column head is the top of that column. I think the top of that column is going to carry a steel structure. So they're using C45 for that column head. I think they want it to be strong and all of that. So they're using C45, grade C45 for that place, according to the report I got. That is what is being used to cast that place. So maybe, because it's going to carry some steel structures, some heavy steel structures, so they're preparing that place for that. So we'll move closer to these people and see how they are actually, because last week I told us that they were trying to connect the beams together. So now they have connected the beams and now they are doing some flooring of that place, because see, now a vehicle will pass on top of that place where they run. So she understand. So I want us to go closer to them and see for ourselves what they are actually doing before they now show us the concrete pour that happened there. So here we are. I'll still try to get closer. I don't want to bring in too much attention, so that they can just continue their work and all of that. So this is the closest I could get. You can see them knitting it, making sure it's tight, and yeah, it's actually a lot of work. Coming from this beams here, it's actually a lot of work. It's actually a lot of work. Improved airport infrastructure is very important, and that's why I always love to bring these updates to us week in, week out. But long-term economic growth will also depend on addressing security challenges that affect business, travel, tourism, and investor confidence. I really want the government to please look into these insecurity issues, bring back our children, and make the country very safe for us all. Your mood has probably changed, but I know Nigeria will be great again. I know. So this is exactly why I term this behind the fence, because this is exactly what you see if you're just walking into the airport. But with me as your tourist, you get to see things like this. Here you see a retaining wall being cast. They're actually working on it currently. And by the time we're here next week for another tour, I'm sure it's gonna be done. This is another angle showing the same retaining wall being cast. Someone actually mentioned in the previous episode that I should explain the kind of work that is being done on the bridge. I don't know how you want me to do that, or let me see, I don't know what exactly you want me to explain to you about how this bridge is being constructed. You already have an or let me say a compilation of everything that happened from the beginning up till this moment. The first thing that was done was the a pile foundation. Then we had the pier caps, we had the columns, we had the precast beams that was installed, and now we have all this. So I don't really know what part of the bridge you want me to explain. I would like us to go back to Terminal 1 to witness the concrete pour. This is about 320 cubic meters of concrete. This is C45. The mixed ratio is C45. You can see, the amount of concrete that is being used here, about 320 cubic meters. That should be about, a truck should carry about 10 cubic meters. So that should be about 32 trucks that will be used. And that's just like a quarter, not even up to a quarter of the entire span of the top of that platform. Nigeria is actually rewriting the story of aviation across West Africa, and we all can't wait to see what this would turn out to. I am particularly interested in seeing what this, entire terminal one would look like at the end of the project. That bridge that will be connecting T2 to T1, the platforms where the vehicles would, you know, be moving on, the eagle steel structure, and all of that. We all are excited and we can actually wait for the outcome of this. Here is one of the alternative routes that was created, for seamless vehicular movement during the rehabilitation, during the construction. You can see vehicles have been redirected, and it's all going on well. Right here is this view is the temporary departure terminal. You can see, that there is seamless vehicle movement here. I don't know about the night, but what I'm seeing here looks good at the moment. So this is the part of the bridge that is close to terminal 1. You can see this part is already completed, just waiting for the connecting bridge to be done, that would finally link us to that platform that you see that they were casting, and will finally lead us to this one right here. So far so good. The roads are being connected, the bridges are being built, the platforms are being cast. Everything is going on as it should be. All hands are on deck, and I can't wait for the project to be successfully completed, and that grand opening that will be done, so that we all can start enjoying this world-class airport in the making. Thank you all for watching till the very end. Anticipate my next update next week, as we bring you progress of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Rehabilitation and Expansion project. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to drop your comments. They help me a lot. Those comments help me a lot. Those suggestions help me a lot. Thank you so much. See you again next week. Bye.